It's your girl T here, back with another inspired video. I know you guys are having a beautiful, blessed day because you're tea timers. It's absolutely what we do. Our affirmation of the day is, I live my life through joy. We live our lives through joy. We're tea timers. We only see things from a joy perspective, and that's just that. Sometimes a simple shift in the way that we see things is going to pop our manifestations. For example, if we are talking about how we want abundance to flow in and we don't want a disruption in the abundance being easy and effortless, but when we're going to work every day, we're saying we hate our jobs, we hate the people we work with, and it sucks. Maybe shift that and say, I love my job. I love my coworkers. My job always works out for me, and everything in my job is beautiful. It gives me an avenue for money to flow in, and other avenues money always come in because money's always been easy and effortless for me. Shifting the things that we're focused on, because as human beings we tend to be problem solvers. Our brain is set up to problem solve from back in the day when we were avoiding severe dangerous situations like dinosaurs, for example. We were running for our lives. Our brain hasn't evolved with those changes. It's still in survival mode. So a lot of the times it's looking for problems to solve because that's where our brain works. Instead of feeding into those problems and focusing specifically on what's the next problem I got to solve? Something good happened to me. Where's the next problem that I'm going to have to solve after the good thing happened? Maybe live through the lens of joy, where everything around you is in a positive framework. Everything around you has a loving context to it. I live in a loving universe that always takes care of me. Everybody in my universe is trustworthy. I love everything about my life. I accept everything about my life. I accept myself the way I am right now. It's only going to get better from here. This is why, as I've mentioned in other videos, I like a more general, broad concept because it helps shift your beliefs. If you are continuously building your house on a shaky foundation, i.e. not changing your beliefs, but problem solving, attacking one area at a time, it's going to be a lot more strenuous of a process for you to manifest than just shifting your whole belief system. Love's always been easy for you. Money's always been easy for you. Your world has always protected and insulated you. You live in a beautiful, trustworthy planet. People have always been kind to you. Things have always flowed into you easy and effortlessly, as opposed to, oh, somebody cut me off in traffic. My traffic's always been good. Instead of that, scrap that, doing the individual manifestations. Say, my commute to and from work has always been easy. Everything in my life has always been easy because I live in a place that is supportive and consistent for me. I live in a world that always takes care of me. Going into these more generalized terms and changing beliefs on a general front is going to be easier for you, and looking at things from a positive perspective is going to be a lot easier for you than trying to micromanage every single thing throughout your day. When I'm saying revise on the spot, that doesn't mean micromanage the crap out of your 3D. It's just, if you're in a moment and you know it could cause you peril moving forward, just revise it. Let's say somebody at work says something to you that's rude. Let's say Becky comes up to you and she says, your hair looks like crap today, and you know you're going to sit on that for the rest of the day. In your mind, just replay it back, and Becky says, I love your hair, you always look beautiful. And thank Becky in your mind. Thanks, Becky, that's amazing. That's a quick revision on the spot. It's such a simple, basic example. I don't believe you as tea timers would really care if Becky hates your hair because your hair always looks flawless. But I'm just saying you can revise things in your 3D on the spot that make you feel like it could be a potential problem moving forward. But in general, keep changing your general beliefs so that when you do come up to these little moments that could put a rock in your pathway, you don't care because you're living through joy. You love your work, you love your school, you love what's going on for you right now. You always believe that things are getting better and better. Your world is always supporting you. Your world is continuously getting better. I remember when I used to do that. I used to micromanage every tiny little thing that would come up in my 3D, and it gets exhausting. Now I work on general belief systems, and everything has been coming up and being more flawless for me. I can't ever say it's 100% perfect, but there's always room for growth in my opinion. But life has gotten a lot easier when I look at things through a lens of love and try my best not to complain about things that are going perceptively wrong in my 3D. Instead, I try and see the beauty in the things that are happening in my 3D, and I affirm towards the beautiful things that I'm creating. Remember, from this moment forward, you have a blank canvas. When we are constantly expecting what happened before, it's like taking the garbage back and putting it into our future. Those things have already happened, and we're moving forward and creating for future forward. We have a blank canvas, and we're creating minute by minute, day by day. You want to just keep creating fresh, new ideas, not hanging on to old stale ideas and reliving them. Joe Dispenza was saying, when you constantly bring up an old memory that hurts you, you're rewiring those same neurons in your brain of the pain that you experienced during the actual experience itself. So you're reliving it over and over, and you're conditioning your mind to feel that pain every time something triggers you about that memory. Instead of reliving that memory over and over, you want to rework it so it works in your favor. That memory needs to be reconditioned into a positive way so that when it comes up in your brain every time, you're recorrecting it to what you want it to happen, until in your mind you've made peace with the fact it did happen the way that you wanted it to go. And trust and believe, when you revise things towards the way you want them to go in your 3D, they will show up the way that you want them to go, and the aftermath of what happened will be in your favor. If you keep reliving painful memories over and over, it's going to re-manifest those memories over and over in your environment day in and day out. The only reason when we wake up and we don't feel enthused about our lives is because we are under the impression that we have to relive the yesterday of tomorrow, or we have to relive the same past memories of yesterday. We should be waking up with a fresh, positive attitude, because we know we're creating our reality minute by minute, and the reality goes the way we say it does, because we're creating it with our powerful minds, our powerful emotions, our powerful thoughts. You are in that control seat here. If you are feeling trapped by your past, it's because you keep reliving it. If you want to free yourself from what perceivingly happened in your past, you have to create a new future. And you can do that with all the tools that we've given you on this channel. You know how to do it. Start it from now. It's never too late to recreate your future. I love y'all, but not as much as y'all should be loving yourselves. Have a beautiful, blessed Thursday. Bye.